Hey everybody, I am Rick Graham and welcome to Learn to Write Sci-Fi. Now, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for tuning in. What we're doing is we are doing a brand new video every day for 30 days. This is episode 3, and my whole goal is to help equip you and teach you how to write your own sci-fi, because there's a ton of people who want to write their own books. I've already started to learn how to write sci-fi books and short stories myself, and I figured I'd turn around and help a couple of the other people that are, behind me on the street, help them be able to come up where I am, and hopefully be able to, for you to share some of the different and unique stories that you've come up with. Now, for today's video, it's not going to be very long. So yesterday we talked about how my number one rule is for you to entertain your audience. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to be a sellout. This doesn't mean that you need to only write things that you think people are going to enjoy reading. By all means, tell the stories you want to tell. But I can tell you that if you write stories that are really boring, that a lot of people aren't going to read it. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate. It sucks. It would be so much better if just millions of people around the world just loved everything that we write as authors so much that they would just read and gobble up everything that we do. But at the end of the day, they're the one who decide if we are doing this as a hobby or if we're doing this as a professional. And the difference between a hobbyist and a professional, when you take out, trying and endeavor and effort, is whether or not you have readers, right? So today, as we're going to finally start getting into my tips that I would like to pass on to you as you're beginning to become an author, we are going to get into some fundamental stuff for the next couple of days, some basics, some groundwork that you have to decide as the author of your stories, of your universe, how are things going to move forward. Now, as an author, you definitely have the opportunity to use Earth as the basis of everything. And I mean, there are tons of sci-fi stories that have used it that are, wildly successful or just very well known, right? I mean, right off the bat, Star Trek. Star Trek is a futuristic version of Earth. I mean, you could pull out all kinds of stuff. Blade Runner, iRobot, Alien series, Terminator in a way, a bunch of different stuff. I mean, there's tons. Avatar, right? All those things are where Earth was, more like where we are, but then like way into the future, or, in a variation of the future, and then when you get Terminator, you go back and forth in time, and then it gets really crazy. Now, the other thing that you could decide, which is what I chose to do when I started Revelations, which is my own sci-fi universe that I'm creating, is I decided to use humans, but to not have them come from Earth. The reason that I decided to not use Earth in my universe, now, realistically, it's in a galaxy, and in any of the other galaxies, Earth could be located, in the Milky Way and stuff. But I decided to follow sort of the model that George Lucas went with, where you have humans, but they're not from Earth. They're from some different planet that they originate from. The reason that I decided to do that as an author was I wanted to be able to tell my story. I wanted to be able to build characters and build nations and all kinds of other things, where I wanted to be able to have complete freedom in my sandbox as I wrote, to do like anything and everything, right? And if you build things off of Earth, you have to stick with Earth rules. So, if everybody comes from Earth, you have to figure out all the different rules as we go forward, which actually the rules of your universe is going to be what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But I want you to spend some time thinking about, okay, do I want the story that I want to tell? Do I want my main race, and it could be humans, or you could pick a different race of creatures. Do I want my main race or races or, main characters and everything? Do I want them to originate from Earth, or do I want, even if they're not from Earth, maybe they're from Mars or from some other galaxy, or they could be from just another solar system. Do I want them to come from a universe where Earth exists, or do I want them to originate in a universe where Earth may or may not exist, where it doesn't matter if it exists, and if it does, it could be way, way off in the distance, trillions and trillions of light years away, but it has no precedent whatsoever to the story that I'm telling. That is completely up to you. I mean, Star Wars is wildly successful, right? And that's huge. And that has humans, but they're not from Earth. or you can go with the vast number of sci-fi. I would say the incredible bulk of it does come from a futuristic version of Earth. So figure out which one you want to do. Tomorrow we're going to start getting into the rules of your universe and start building things from here. So this is a really, really critical. I mean, this is one of those, like, if you don't know the answer to this, you can't really move forward. So this is super fundamental. All right. So figure that out. Watch the next video, whether you're watching it tomorrow or, down the road. But figure out, where do I want my main race of characters to come from, or one of them? Do I want them to be humans that originate from Earth or from somewhere else? All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. If you would like to follow us on Facebook, look us up, Learn to Write Sci-Fi. That is our page. You can like us there. Or on YouTube, which is White Light Media. All right, guys, see you guys again tomorrow, and thanks for watching.